Morning students, today we are going to start our next chapter, cell, the basic unit of life, plus one class biology. So the content of this chapter is mainly the discovery of cell, the cell theory, cell number, type, shape, and there are prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells are also there, and in detail we will discuss about the structure of prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell and different cell organelles that are present in eukaryotic cell like endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and lysosome, plastids will be covered in this chapter. Then about flagella, cilia, microfilament, nucleus, nuclear envelope, nucleolus, nucleoplasm will be covered in this chapter. Now, what is cell? Cell is the smallest living unit. Cell is the smallest unit having all the property of life. If an organism is living, then it will be made up of cells. Without cell, no living organism will be survive. So all organisms are composed of structural and functional unit of life called as cell. The body of some organism like bacteria, protozoa and some algae is made up of a single cell, while the body of fungi, plant, animal are composed of many cells. So single cell organisms are known as unicellular and multi-cell organisms are known as multicellular. Cell varies in size, structure as they are specialized to perform different function, but the basic component of cell are common to all cells. Now this slide will explain about the discovery of cell. Different scientists have proposed the different discovery about the cell. Robert Hooke, an English scientist, discovered and coined the term cell, and Robert Hooke discovered the cell in the thin slice of cork under a microscope. In 1672, Antony von Leeuwenhoek discovered the living cell, and he observed different type of bacteria, sperms and RBCs. In 1831, Robert Brown discovered the nucleus, which is present at the center of cell, and nucleus is the commanding area of the cell. Now, what is cell? Again, cell is the structural and functional unit of life, and all living organisms are made up of cell. Cell contain different micro and macro organic and inorganic molecules. The molecules are busy in reaction with release and uptake of energy. All type of cell include three major components: cell membrane, cytoplasm and DNA. Cell membrane, cytoplasm and DNA. DNA will be covered by the nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane known as nucleus in eukaryotic cell, and DNA is naked in prokaryotic cell. This is the major difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell not have a well-defined nucleus. In prokaryotic cell, nucleoid is present, whereas in eukaryotic cell, proper well-defined nucleus is present. Now, cell theory. Cell theory was proposed by Sheldon and Swan, 1839. And in cell theory, there are two main postulates are there. All organisms are made up of cells, and all cells arise from pre-existing cells. So all cells arise from pre-existing cells. This statement was given by Rudolf Virchow, and he proposed a line omnis cellula e cellula, which means that all living organisms or all cells arise from pre-existing cells. So Sheldon and Swan generally proposed a basic cell theory, and this cell theory was modified by Rudolf Virchow. Next. Now modern cell theory was proposed, in which different points was postulated and put forwarded. The cell is the fundamental unit of structure and function in living organism. New cells arise from pre-existing cells through division. Energy flow occur within the cell. Cell contain hereditary information, DNA, which is passed from cell to cell during cell division. All cells are basically the same in chemical composition. Now, modern cell theory. All non-living organisms are made up of one or more cell. Some organisms are made up of only one cell. They are known as unicellular. If the organism is made up of more than one cell, then they are termed as multicellular organism. Now, number of cell, size and shape of cell. So number of cell is vary from different organism. Some organisms are already explained that unicellular in nature, means they contain single cell and they have capable of living independent life. But some organisms are multicellular organism, means they composed of many cells, and the cell combined to form tissue, tissue combined to form organ, and organ combined to form organ system, and different organ system constitute and combine to form a complete organism. So different cells become specialized for performing different functions. As we can see in this slide, Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, E. coli, Paramecium, Hydra, and starfish, Spirogera, plant are multicellular. So these are the different example of unicellular and multicellular organism given in this slide. Now size of cell. Generally cell size range between 0.2 micrometer to 20 micrometer. Smallest living cell is PPLO, that is Pleuropneumonia like organism, and bacteria generally unicellular, about 10 times smaller than the animal cell. E. coli are the bacteria, they are rod shaped, and the size is about 1 to 2 micron long, and the largest cell is ostrich egg cell. Now next, which cell type is larger according to the diameter or according to the parameters? Plant cell is largest in nature, then animal cell and bacteria are the smallest. So generally plant cell are larger than animal cells are larger than bacterial cell. Why are cells so small? Cells are generally small in nature because cell cannot grow beyond a certain limit, and when enough material is available or when the cell get mature, then the cell will divide to form a new cell. And surface area ratio also help in maintaining the, you can say, cell size. So if the ratio is big, the surface area is greater than the volume, and then the cell is small. You can see in this slide given here about surface area and volume ratio. So generally if the surface area volume ratio is very big, then the size of the cell will be small, and smaller cell are highly metabolic active. Type of cells. There are two type of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic means primitive nucleus and eukaryotic means true nucleus. Now prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells are the primitive type of nucleus which is not bounded by nuclear membrane, as true nucleus is absent. So prokaryotic cell contain nucleoid. There are no membrane bound organelles are present, and plasma membrane inward fold to form a specific structure known as mesosome. The nuclear material lie diffuse in the central part of cell. The genetic material consists of DNA but is not associated with protein and histone. Prokaryotic cells are generally smaller than eukaryotic cell. The cells of bacteria, archaea, blue-green algae, mycoplasma are included in this prokaryotic cell. Now eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell, in this type of cell organization there is a definite true nucleus. This is the main difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells lacks the nucleus, means in this nuclear material is not covered by nuclear membrane, but in eukaryotic cell there is true nucleus is present. So genetic material consists of DNA and specific proteins, and this DNA and protein get tightly packed to form chromatin and chromosome. And in eukaryotic cell, nucleus contain nucleolus also. So in eukaryotic cell there are different membrane bound organelles are also present, that is mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, plastids. So these are the organelles that are present in eukaryotic cell. This is the difference between this table is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. You can see cellular compartment. First point, first character, cellular compartment. In prokaryotic cell no compartment is there, and eukaryotic cell compartment is present. Cell wall present, eukaryotic cell absent in animal cell and present in plant cell. Plasma membrane present in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic, and cell organelle prokaryotic cell absent, and in eukaryotic cell organelles are present. Respiratory system, prokaryotic cell contain specialized plasma membrane inward folding known as mesosome, but in eukaryotic mitochondria is present. Capsule If present, composed of mucopolysaccharide, and in eukaryotic cell absent. Photosynthetic apparatus and chlorophyll. Photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll and carotenoid grana lamellae and are not enclosed by membrane. Eukaryotic cell, pigment present on lamellar system. Organization of nucleus. Nucleus is not distinct. In eukaryotic cell, distinct nucleus is there. And this table number 2 again represents the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Nuclear membrane absent, present, nucleoplasm, then heredity material. Nucleolus is absent in prokaryotic, present in eukaryotic. Flagella is simple in eukaryotic, complex. Cell division, binary fission is there generally. Mitosis, ribosome 70s in prokaryotic and 80s in eukaryotic. Cytoplasmic movement rare or absent, oftenly occur. So these are the main difference that must be remember. Now structure of a prokaryotic cell or bacterial cell. So average size is 1.25 micrometer. The smallest bacteria is Dilester pneumocystis, which measures about 0.15 micron to 0.3 in length, and the largest bacteria is Spirulum volutinans. A typical bacterial cell consists of 3 main parts: outer covering, cytoplasm, and constituent. The body of bacteria is basically prokaryotic type. Outer covering in the bacteria is made up of 3 layers: capsule, cell wall, and plasma membrane. Means this capsule, cell wall, and plasma membrane combine to form a cell envelope, we can see, or outer covering, we can say. Yes, we can see in this diagram, this is the structure of prokaryotic cell. We can see cell membrane, plasma membrane is there, cell wall is there, and inward folding is there, mesosome in the first black and white diagram, and flagella is also there, chromosome is scattered, ribosome is also present, and for movement flagella is there, and for attachment and reproduction is pili and fimbriae is there. So this is the typical structure of prokaryotic cell. So this is the explanation about the previous structure. Capsule. So most bacterial cell have slimy capsule layer outside the cell wall, which is composed of polysaccharide which lie exterior to the cell wall. It acts as a protective covering. Cell wall, it is about 10 micrometer thick, consisting of carbohydrate, lipid, protein. And on staining property of cell wall, bacteria are of two types: gram positive and gram negative. Gram positive and gram negative. So if we want to differentiate the bacteria, we must stain that bacteria. If the bacteria retain the stain, then they are known as gram positive, and if these bacteria will not retain the stain, then they are known as gram negative. Stain is just like a dye, it is a color pigment, we can say. So what are the steps of this staining procedure? So protocol are as follow. First, bacterial cell is dipped in crystal violet stain for 1 minute, and then this bacterial cell will washed by simple water, and then slide is dipped in gram iodine solution, and then again it is washed by water, then slide again dipped in absolute ethyl alcohol, then gram positive bacteria slide retain the color, retain the stain, and color is not wash out. So bacteria take violet color, and in gram negative bacteria the bacterial cell do not retain the stain and they are wash out. So slide dipped in the counter stain saffron, gram negative bacteria take pink color. Again we can verify the bacteria by again dipping the slide in saffron stain. The difference in the cell wall composition of gram positive and gram negative bacteria count from gram staining differences. Gram positive cell wall contain thick layer of peptidoglycan with numerous teichoic acid cross linking, means gram positive bacteria contain a specific peptidoglycan layer known as teichoic acid. And gram positive bacteria have thicker cell walls with less fatty acid substance. When washed with the solvent, the cell pores close, become less permeable, and are able to retain the stain. So this slide explains about the staining procedure, how the gram positive bacteria will retain the stain and how it will not retain the stain. Now plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is present inner to the cell wall, and plasma membrane is composed of lipoprotein. They are generally you can say semi-permeable in nature. Okay, and plasma membrane contain two lipid bilayer and protein. Membrane protein is there, tunnel protein, transport protein, or we can say intrinsic and extrinsic protein is there. Now flagella. Flagella are the rod, you can say thread-like structure or rod-shaped structure, which is made up of protein which help in the movement. Next is pili. Pili are the shorter hair-like structure, and they are generally extracellular outgrowth. And pili and fimbriae help in the attachment for infection or during conjugation. Next is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is dense colloidal particle contain granules of glycogen, protein, fat. So next is in cytoplasm ribosomes are present freely, and in prokaryotic cell ribosomes are generally 70s, and ribosome help in the protein synthesis. So ribosomes are known as a protein factory. And in bacteria polyribosomes are also there, and the polyribosomes are freely scattered in cytoplasm, whereas in eukaryotic polyribosomes are attached on the surface of cell organelle like endoplasmic reticulum. So next is nuclear material. In the interior of cytoplasm there is a light nuclear region or nucleoid consisting of single circular DNA molecule. DNA molecule is folded or packed in the nuclear region, and it is not separated from rest of cytoplasm by nuclear membrane. In addition to nucleoid, bacterial cell may have extra chromosomal circular DNA called as plasmid, which is self-replicating unit. Plasmid is of three types: fertility resistant, coal plasmid. Plasmid can be isolated and can be used as a tool in recombinant DNA technology to insert foreign gene, resulting in chimeric plasmid. Now, structure of eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell is bound by plasma membrane which enclosed a bit of protoplasm. The majority component of cells are cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. In eukaryote, a complete set of genetic instruction is found on the DNA molecule, which exists as a multiple linear structure called as chromosome. Eukaryotic cell also contain other membrane bound organelle within their cytoplasm. These subcellular structure vary tremendously in structure and function. Now we can see this is the diagrammatically representation of plant cell and animal cell typically, and the common features that both these cells share is plasma membrane contains cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, mitochondria, lysosome, microbody and nucleus. These are the common features that are shared by these both two, animal cell and plant cell. But plant cell has a specific specialized feature also. Cell wall is present, plasmodesmata is there, and large central vacuole is there. Plant cell also contain plastid, which is used during the photosynthesis. Animal cell contains centrosome and centriole, which is absent in plant cell. So these are the common features, and these are the unique features that is present in a typical plant cell and a typical animal cell. Now, the difference between plant cell and animal cell: plant cell wall is composed of cellulose, and animal cell wall is absent. Vacuoles are generally large in size in plant cell, and animal cell vacuoles are absent, and if they are present, they are very, very small. Plastids are present, plastids are absent. Golgi body is present in the form of many units known as dictyosome. In animal cell, highly complex developed Golgi bodies form. Centrosome and centriole are absent, and centrosome and centriole are present in animal cell. So first is cell wall. Cell wall is composed of cellulose and hemicellulose pectin, and in the form of lignin also. This contrasts with the cell wall of fungi and of bacteria, which are made of peptidoglycan. Cell wall is rigid, transparent, permeable, having pits or pore. Cell wall protects the protoplast against loss of water. Cell wall is differentiated into three layers: primary, cellulosic, delicate, and then secondary wall. Secondary wall is formed of hemicellulose and lignin. It is not deposited uniformly. And then middle lamella is there. Middle lamella connect the two cell, or it is just like a cementing layer present between two cells. Middle lamella is just like a cementing layer between the two cell, and middle lamella mainly composed of calcium, magnesium pectate and cellulose. It is sticky gel-like structure that joins the two cell. Now this is the difference between young cell and mature plant cell. In young cell, plant cells are completely filled by the cytoplasm, having small vacuole and nucleus in the center. These small vacuoles later on fuse to form a single large vacuole. And in mature plant cell, a large central cavity or vacuole enclosed by delicate membrane is present. Vacuole is filled with the sap and help in excretion of waste and water. Sap has many organic and inorganic substances. Cytoplasm and cell organelle. So cytoplasm has two main components, cytosol and cell organelle. Cytosol is a jelly-like substance, optical, clear, homogeneous, colloidal, viscous fluid in which the granules and fibrils are suspended. And cytosol is mainly made up of water, protein, carbohydrate, lipids and inorganic ion. The major component is water, it is about 90%. So plasma membrane is present between cell wall and cytoplasm. Plasma membrane is semi-permeable in nature, and plasma membrane regulates the flow of different organic and inorganic molecules. Plasma membrane model was proposed by Singer and Nicholson, and the name of the model is fluid mosaic model. And the main component or main you can say parts of this fluid mosaic model is it contain phospholipid bilayer. Okay? Proteins are embedded randomly on peripheral and integral portion of bilayer. Means in fluid mosaic model, in plasma membrane model, phospholipid bilayer is present. Second, proteins are embedded in this bilayer, and bilayer has a fluid consistency, means plasma membrane is not rigid. You can see in this slide, this is a lipid bilayer having head and tail. Globular head is there and two tails is present or attached with each head to form lipid bilayer, and it contains intrinsic protein, extrinsic protein, and this intrinsic protein or this channel protein or carrier protein help in the transport of molecule from inside to outside of the cell or from outside to inside of the cell. Yes, this fluid mosaic model has a simplified diagrammatic sketch after Singer and Nicholson 1972. This is the simplified structure. We can see lipid bilayer is there, and peripheral protein is also there. Glycolipid and glycoproteins are also there, and integral protein is present. Now cell organelle of cytoplasm are related with different function. Means each organelle perform different function. For example, plastid and mitochondria mainly related with the energy concept, and endoplasmic reticulum, ribosome and Golgi apparatus is mainly released with synthesis and secretory concept. Organelles related with motility are flagella and cilia. Suicidal bag is related with lysosome. Microbodies, peroxisome, glyoxysome, spherosome is there, and cell division is related with centrosome and centriole, and microtubules and microfilaments are related with cytoskeleton structure. Nucleus, which control all the activities of cell and carry the heredity material. Now plastids. Plastids are the largest cell organelle present in plant cell, and they are mainly related with the storage and synthesis of different substance. Plastids are of three types: leucoplast, chloroplast and chromoplast. Leucoplast are the colorless plastids that store starch present in the cell of underground part such as tuber, root. Chromoplast are the color plastid due to the presence of carotenoid, xanthophyll and anthocyanin. Chloroplast is green plastid present in mesophyll cell of leaf, green stem, contain pigment as chlorophyll and carotenoid. Chloroplast is enveloped by double membrane structure. It encloses proteinaceous matrix. Now, photosynthetic pigments are chlorophyll and carotenoid, and the stroma of the chloroplast means the liquid part of the chloroplast contain DNA, RNA, ribosome and fat globule. The main function of chloroplast is related with photosynthesis. Next, mitochondria. Mitochondria is known as powerhouse of cell. Mitochondria are generally double membrane structure. Two membrane is there, outer membrane and inner membrane. Outer membrane is continuous and inner membrane has inward folding known as crista. and this intermembrane space is filled with the liquid, and the particles are present on the inner surface known as oxysomes. These particles are mainly related with the respiratory function, and matrix of mitochondria has an enzyme for TCA cycle, that is Krebs cycle, and for ATP synthesis, protein and fat synthesis, contain DNA, RNA and ribosome. This mitochondria is contain outer membrane. You can see in this slide, outer membrane, inner membrane, inward folding is there, DNA is present, F1 particle is there, ribosome is there. Ribosome is attached with the inner surface of mitochondria. We can see here with the green line, chloroplast and mitochondria each contain, they have their specific own DNA, so that's why this chloroplast and mitochondria are known as semi-autonomous organelle, means they regulate their function itself. Then endoplasmic reticulum is there. Endoplasmic reticulum is formed by plasma membrane infolding, and it is extended towards cytoplasm, and this membranous system extends from plasma membrane up to the nuclear membrane to the cytoplasm. Endoplasmic reticulum keeps on changing. Space enclosed by tubule is cisterna. Two cisterna are connected by intercisternal connection. These are known as vesicles. Endoplasmic reticulum is of two types: smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, no particle present on its surface, and in rough endoplasmic reticulum, and a ribosome is present on the outer surface. That's why it appear like rough. You can see in this slide, smooth endoplasmic reticulum is given in the blue box, and when the ribosome is attached on the surface, then it will appear like a rough endoplasmic reticulum. And in prokaryotic, 70S ribosome, and in eukaryotic, 80S ribosome is given here. 70S ribosome contain two subunit 50 and 30, and in 80S there are two units are also there, small and large unit 60 and 40S. Function of endoplasmic reticulum: it provides mechanical support, act as an endoskeleton structure, divide cytoplasm into number of compartments for different enzymes. Cisternae provides space for transport of metabolite from cytoplasm to nucleus, and in between two cell through pits, help in the synthesis of sterol and phospholipid, excretion of metabolites outside the plasma membrane, hold ribosome for the synthesis and synthesis of secretory protein. Ribosome is mainly related with the protein synthesis, that's why they are known as protein factory. Ribosomes are present, may be present freely and may be attached with endoplasmic reticulum. In eukaryotic cell, ribosome is of 80S, and it contains two subunits 60 and 40S, and whereas in mitochondria and chloroplast, ribosomes are 70S, having the two subunit 50 and 30S. As stand here, Swedberg unit or sedimentation coefficient. Next is Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies is known as dictyosome, and discovered by Camillo Golgi in animal cell. Golgi bodies contain stack or flat sac-like structure known as cisterna, and the margins of cisterna are curved to form a cup or bowl-like appearance. Cisterna has two phases, cis phase and trans phase. Cis phase is known as forming phase, and trans phase is known as maturing phase and destroying phase. Cis phase lie towards the nucleus and endoplasmic reticulum, and trans phase lie towards the plasma membrane. On cis phase, small vesicle fuse and add to the Golgi body, while vesicles are destroyed from the trans phase. In plant cell, group of cisterna are attached to other similar groups with the help of intercisterna tubule. Each group is referred as dictyosome, collectively form a Golgi complex. Now, function of Golgi bodies: it helps in the secretion of polysaccharides, enzyme, protein, cell plate formation during cell division. Vesicles separate and in cell plate region fuse with each other, and storage and secretion of cellular product is there. Then lysosome. Lysosome are known as suicidal bag. It contains the enzymes that help in the digestion, and lysosome can digest its own cell material, or it can perform intracellular digestion. Lysosomes are about 0.2 to 0.8 micron in diameter. Lysosome is a sac enclosed by a unit membrane, means it contains single membrane system, and it contains various digestive enzymes which help in the breakdown of food particle. Lysosomes enable the cell to process bulk material taken by endocytosis. Now centrosome and centriole. Centrosome and centriole is generally present in animal cell, but it also is present in algae, fungi, mosses and fern also. And they mainly related with the cell division. During the cell division they perform specific function. Now cilia and flagella. These are the organelles that are related with the motility. Cilia and flagella are the thread-like, hair-like structure which help in the movement, and it will attach with the cell surface. Some unicellular organisms like Paramecium and Euglena swim in water with the help of cilia and flagella. In multicellular organisms, some living tissues have cilia and they beat and create a current in the fluid in order to move a given direction. Reproductive cells as a spore and gametes bear one, two or many cilia or flagella for the movement. Next, cilia beat like paddles like structure, paddles in a boat, and it will create a movement. So cilia has a specific arrangement known as 9+2. 9 are the radial spokes and 2 are the central fibril, or 9 are the peripheral ones and 2 are the central ones. Cilia and flagella appear to arise from the basal body. Cilia are shorter and more numerous on the cell. Flagella are longer and fewer on the cell. Microbodies. Microbodies are the spherical bodies about 0.5 to 1.5 micrometer, single membrane bound organelle having granular interior of the protein. Some of these bodies are associated with chloroplast, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi bodies. Next is peroxisome. Peroxisome was discovered by Tolbert. It is found both in plant and animal cell. They are found in leaf of higher plant and are present closely associated with the chloroplast. Then glyoxysome. Glyoxysome is mainly related with the enzymatic conversion of fat into carbohydrate. It works during the germination of seed. Glyoxysome have not been reported in animal cell. Then next is spherosomes. Spherosomes are the spherical bodies and it contain fatty material and act as a center for the synthesis and storage of fat. Then cell inclusion. In cell inclusion, it contains store food matter, starch and oil, protein is present, calcium carbonate, calcium oxalate, gums, mucilase, latex, tannin, nectar is present. Then is microtubule and microfilament. The cytoskeleton structure present in the form of microtubules and microfilament. They help in maintaining the shape and internal organization of cell. It also provides the mechanical support that enables cell to carry out essential functions like cell division and movement. Microfilaments are solid structure and they are made up of protein like actin, as we can see in the plant in the muscles of animal cell muscles. Microtubules are the largest type of filament containing the diameter 25 nanometer. They are composed of protein called as tubulin. Unlike actin filament and microtubule, intermediate filament are constructed from a number of different subunit protein. Then nucleus. Nucleus is the hereditary organelle, means it contains the DNA which is transferred from one generation to another generation. It is the largest cell organelle. It is present in eukaryotic cell but it is not present in prokaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, nucleoid is present, membrane bound organelle, nuclear membrane is absent. In eukaryotic cell, the nucleus may be single, uninucleate and multinucleate condition may be there. Chemically, nucleus contains 72% of protein, approximate 20% of DNA and 5% RNA and lipid. You can see this is the structure of a nucleus. Nucleus contain double membrane structure. Nucleus contain nuclear pore, and in inner to this nuclear membrane contain nucleoplasm, and nucleoplasm contain DNA plus may protein, and nucleolus is also present at the central point. Yes, nuclear membrane is double membrane structure, contain lipid and protein, and they help in that you can say it help in the separate the nucleus from cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. And it also nuclear membrane also contain some ribosomes and pore by which endoplasmic reticulum get attached. Nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope contains some pore also which help in the movement of particle from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm. Nucleoplasm consists of two part. Liquid part known as nuclear sap and a chromatin part. Chromatin network changes with the stage of cell division, form thread-like structure known as chromosome on which genes are located in linear fashion. On staining with fusion stain, chromosomes show bands of dark stain region known as heterochromatin, and it is more condensed and it is genetically inactive and light stained region known as euchromatin. Chromatin contains DNA bound to the basic protein and small amount of RNA nucleolus. In nucleolus, it is present at the center of generally nucleus, and it contains some chromosomes. The main content of nucleolus are RNA and protein. RNA and protein pack to form ribosomal precursor. Nucleolus is ribosome producing machine. Nucleolus is not bounded by membrane. Nucleolus functions for the synthesis of RNA and act as a storehouse of RNA. The cell cannot survive without nucleus. All the metabolic activities are controlled by the nucleus, and heredity information is traveled from one generation to next generation with the help of nucleus. Thank you.